and I am a developer advocate at Here Technologies. Today, I wanted to chat with you about p5.js, and this is going to be a chat with anyone who doesn't really know how to code, but they would kind of like to be more familiar with the space. And this is I think, ideal for people who really like art and visual learning. So we're going to be creative with programming today, and we're going to make some pretty art today. So let's get started and see what we can do. If you want to open this link with me today, so we can kind of both code together. So the link is editor.p5js.org. Let me know if this is big enough or if you want me to zoom in. I can zoom in. Let me know if it's good or not. Big enough? Maybe? I hope this is good. So let's get started. So our goal is to make pretty visuals using code. And our goal isn't exactly to learn how the code in the background does everything, but our goal is to kind of make pretty things and figure out how to make the code do what we want it to do, which is fun. So let's just play this and see. Okay, we get a square. Let's just play around with the numbers to see how we can understand what this is doing in the background. So let's make this, like, instead of 400, let's make it 100. Turns pretty skinny. So maybe this one is controlling how wide the canvas is. If we change this one to, say, 600. Okay, this is showing us how tall our preview canvas screen is. So let's make it a square and get started with our canvas, see what we can do with it. Here's our background. We can change things to maybe like 10, 200, and 5. See what happens there. Turns green. So maybe let's try to see what is going on here. So maybe let's move this to a 0 and 0 and just change one thing at a time. See what might be going on here. So 200. Okay, so the first one, it gave us red. The second one was greenish. And then the third one, if we turn this one to a 0 and turn that to a 200, let's see what it turns blue. You might have seen colors in RGB, red, green, blue, on different lights. If you've played around with making kind of blending in the colors together, I think this would be a really fun way to just see how the colors blend in. So what if we blend in red and blue? Any guesses for what colors we're gonna get? Let's do 100 and 100. Any guesses? I can check in the channel if anyone is guessing so far. I don't see any guesses, so I will just show you what we get. We get purple. Sweet. Okay, so now we have sort of an idea of what we're getting here. I'll just turn it to 20, and that's going to turn it to some light. Oh, that's going to be some dark gray. So let me change it to 200. Okay, some light gray. That is good. All right, let's go and make some pretty shapes, because that's what we promised to do. So let's go make a circle, and let's just see what happens. I'm just putting in numbers, seeing what happens. Okay, we got a circle. That is a good thing. Let's change these numbers, see what happens. So if things go based on the create canvas, we expect the first number to kind of be the x-axis and show us how far from the x-axis our circle is. The second number probably will give us how far from the y-axis the circle is. So probably it'll come lower on the page. And maybe let's see what the last number here is showing us. So let's change that to 100 and see what we get. it's telling us how big the circle is. Sweet. So now we can draw a circle and we can we can have it be a specific size. Cool. But it's all like white and not fun. So let's give it some color. Any color requests that you would like this circle to be? Let me go in the channel, see if there's any color requests. I don't see any color requests, so I'm just gonna go back and change this to maybe purple, because we figured purple was something along these lines. Am I getting this right? Okay, purple, sweet. We can make circles. Maybe we can do a rectangle. Maybe we can do a rectangle. We can say maybe 200, 200, and 100. See what happens. So I expect a rectangle to show up like somewhere around here. Maybe. Let's see if I'm right. Sweet. So we got a rectangle, but it's kind of a square. So I wonder what might be up with this square, if we can change anything about that. So maybe if I want it to be a rectangle, see if, so that turns out this is telling us where the rectangle is on the page, and this is giving us the dimensions of the rectangle. See, it's wider than it's tall. So that is where the 150 are coming into play. Super cool. So let's go and see if we can have this a little more interactive. This is all pretty, okay, it looks good. We have a circle, a rectangle, nothing that crazy. So what if we had something like a reference, so we could kind of go to see what we can do with this. So let's go open up p5.js and go to the reference and see what are some like more interactive things that we can do. Maybe some events. Okay, I see something under mouse. I see mouse X and mouse Y. Let's see what those things are about. So I see, okay, it seems like they're just passing this mouse X instead of the numbers. So let's go try that. Let's go see what happens. So let's pass in the mouse X, and I copied exactly what I found there and here. See what we can do here. Our circle is moving with our mouse. So when I'm moving my mouse, what? How cool is that? So I'm guessing that if I want the circle to follow my mouse, I'm gonna have to do mouse Y. What? And let's just get crazy with this and see, just even change the size of this thing. Mouse X times mouse Y. I don't know, over 10. I have no idea what this is gonna happen. We're gonna have a, what? Maybe this is too big. Okay, but this circle is definitely moving. Maybe over 1,000. See, that's gonna be really small. Whoa. Okay, we're seeing some action here. So that is fun. Let's see what else we can do with this. So looking at the reference, let's see. I see stroke, maybe let's try this. So it says if we add this, it's gonna get rid of that ugly outer color. So let's try that and make her elements a little bit prettier. See if this works. Okay, so now it doesn't have that black line around the items anymore, and I'm seeing this cool thing happening here, and I really want to try it out. So let's go and see what happens if we try rotating this, and if that is going to work at all. So let's see, it was rotating it before creating its shape. So let's go and kind of follow the documentation exactly as is and say, oh, see, it's not working out. Let's see what it's telling us. It is telling us that this rotate X is only supported in WebGL. What might that be? Let's see if we can find WebGL. Oh, it's right here, telling us to put that when we create the canvas. Okay. Okay. Oh, look at that. Now our elements are all moving. And if we pay attention, it seems like they're moving around the x-axis. So that's probably what the x is saying. And if maybe I change it to y, they would be rotating like this. Let's see. Oh, isn't that exciting? Let's see what happens if I change this number to maybe 5 and see what this number might be about. So it's just telling us how quickly it's rotating. Super cool. Maybe if I want to bring it back to our, okay, and here's our circle. Sweet. And if I don't want to do that anymore to hurt your eyes, I can get rid of this and the WebGL and save this. Okay, so now we have our circle and rectangle, everything is back. We're all happy. What else can we do with this? Let's see. Oh, it says you might want to check out p5.sound. Let's see if there's anything we can do with that. It says that there's something to do with getting sound from an input source, typically a computer microphone. We have that. Let's see. Right, and just so I can be sure that I'm not going too fast, checking the channel. Doesn't seem like I'm getting any questions, so we can move on to doing things with sound. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy exactly what they have and not worry too much about what everything means, but I'm just gonna follow the instructions here. So it seems like we're kind of having a microphone somewhere, and we are saying, okay, instead of creating the canvas like we did, it's saying that it wants us to do it this way. And so we're gonna do that as well. But I like my canvas to be big, so I'm gonna change the size to be 600 again. So that is done. And what else do we have? We have these two lines that we are doing audio stuff. I don't know what that is. Okay. And then here we are having mic level. Okay, that is something that we can get. And apparently this mic level is something that they are passing into the size of their shapes. So let's see if we can do that for our circle or rectangle. So if we want to do the same thing, we could say mic level, and we could put that somewhere, somewhere here maybe. So let's do 100 and mic level and maybe 100 and play. Okay. Are things working? Maybe not. Maybe not exactly what we planned. Hello? Doesn't seem like it's working here. Does not seem like it wants to do what we wanted it to do. Or is it? Or is it? Oh, so it seemed like it was moving, but just a teeny bit. So maybe if we add this to like some really big number, and so it is moving. Perfect. So here's an example of that is so annoying now. I'm going to change it back. So this is an example of how we can interact with different elements of the page using p5.js. If you want to do something with p5 for your own website, you can go to probably getting started, and it tells you exactly what you need to do to add these really cool shapes to your own website. So if you have a website with an HTML and JavaScript and different things, you can add these little kind of helper things to it, and it will bring the functionalities that p5.js lets you do to interact with the web page. And very, very easily, you can make your personal website do fun things when your user moves their mouse or says something. So this is how we can do things. I wanted to show you a few examples of what the community is doing with p5.js, what kind of art people are making with this. We kind of just made silly shapes, but there's lots of cool things you can do. So let's go and check out some examples. And let's just copy this, paste it here, and we can get really cool shapes here. And if you look at this, if you've taken a CS class before, you might notice that this is the shape of a tree. So it is slowly, it might ring a bell like recursively, recursion or things like that. If you haven't taken a CS class, you can see that the code is actually, well, I think it could have been more readable, but it's not that much code. So you can do things, you can do really beautiful art with this in not that many lines of code. So let's see, as I'm moving my mouse along across the page, we can see that there's fewer and fewer divisions for this page. So here's just a number of cool examples that I found that I wanted to share with you. But if you want to go find more examples, this openprocessing.org is a place where a lot of people are doing really beautiful work with p5.js and processing, which is kind of a parent of p5.js. So you can go upload your own work, and you can get inspired from everyone else doing really cool work. And when you do that, feel free to tag me on Twitter, and I will be happy to take a look at beautiful things you've made with processing. Alrighty, I'm gonna go check one last time if we have any questions. If not, that is it for the talk. I hope you have enjoyed. Alrighty, bye.